Hello YouTube, this is me, my Dragon Cowper again, and today we have Dragon the Nine Realms, Featherheim, episode 5. Now, today in this episode, we are here to finally do it, to review Featherheim. This is actually one of the episodes I've been dying to review for so long. Now, let's do it. Featherheim is actually more of an interesting episode to the other ones we have seen. Unlike the others, this episode has, instead of the dragon being found by one of the riders, the dragon actually finds their rider, which that will be more explained once I come in. The other dragon riders are all flying around, and there is another dragon spying on them that can turn invisible. It is actually very curious, and she really wants to know what is going on when she notices all these dragon riders being on dragons, and she wants to have her own very rider as well. To me, that was actually an interesting idea, what they decided to do here. As well, the best part is this taming a dragon does not take place in the Yellow Crystal realm. Now, nonetheless, what happens is, Featherheim, that's what this dragon is, can turn invisible, can use sonic powers, and honestly, quite do multiple abilities, really. It can even mimic sounds. I actually really do like this dragon. In a way, it kind of, the way how it looks though, it reminds me of Snivy from Pokemon. That from being green and kind of looks like a serpent in a way, but it does have feathers. Although I think it's supposed to be representing more of a parrot, but nonetheless, mix of a parrot and lizard together. But nonetheless, with that, Featherheim decides to go find one. And as for Alex, her mom, both of her moms are actually asking her if they would like to come with her for a firefly hunt. Now, of course, she says no to it because she wants to stay inside, and both moms are kind of upset because they do want her to have friends and be outside more again. Throughout the last few episodes, she's been nothing more but helping Tom, but also, she also been like making calls to like them, and even in the last episode, discussing what she's been finding out in the fissure, because as it turns out, in the last episode, someone technically blew up a drone, and the cameras caught it, and now they want to know what's going on. And June is able to hack into all the security cams and just see what's going on in the fissure. And quite honestly, it's interesting what's going on here. Now, what happens here is, though, she really is, as the moms go firefly hunt, and she stays inside, kind of depressed. But she eventually does decide to go out. And what does she find? A new type, the dragons, apparently. And she runs back home. Funny. But another one has followed them, and what do we have? Featherheim, invisible, chasing Alex around. It was really actually funny seeing D'Angelo and all the other dragon riders are trying to make up excuses saying with a bunch of kids pulling pranks, but it's eventually really discovered because all the other dragons come into her house, and well, the jig is up. She now knows. It's really kind of interesting, and she's trying to figure out to get rid of this while all the other ones, but then both of the moms come back. The dragons are all able to hide, but of course, the problem is that Alex's mothers come back and see that they're all there, so they decide, you know what, you're all having a movie night, aren't you? They make up excuses, yeah, and they put on a movie and they start making popcorn. It was actually funny though, seeing this invisible dragon around them and playing around, like eating up the popcorn like when D'Angelo had it in his hands. It was really funny, and it really was causing a little bit of trouble, but the moms really didn't think of anything of it. We're not able to catch on what was going on, and they leave to go back to the firefly. Now, after that, all the other kids go except for Tom, and Alex is there, and really, Alex explains why she was so scared to go outside really to begin with. As it turns out, she was actually really scared and nervous because when she was a little girl, a dog followed her and everyone told her to pet it, and it bit her on the hand. And ever since then, she was scared and wondering if she gets hurt again, because it was really traumatizing to her. Now, I will admit, this was a good idea, but I kind of wish they would have given her a scar, or maybe give her gloves to hide it. Something. To show that it's still, her scar still there, and pretty much, it looks like she is completely healed up. There's no scars or anything, so I doubt it really was a really deep scar or anything. Probably just a quick cut that she got from the dog bite, but really just healed up with no scars. Tom actually helps Alex relax and actually get her to befriend this dragon. And the dragon actually shows herself, which is green with feathers on her head and feathers as a tail. And quite honestly, a really interesting looking like dragon. Like I said, this dragon does remind me of Snivy from Pokemon. But nonetheless, Alex had made the decision to help the other dragon riders get their dragons back to the cave. And the reason why, one of the reasons is because security has went up. There's now lights everywhere. And really, they are trying to find ways to hide these dragons from all these new upgrade security systems. There's even security guards everywhere. So, and they really, although I don't know why they just fly up when no one is looking. But still, D'Angelo tries to hide Plowhorn by Plowhorn turning around, not facing this security guard, and that. Although I feel like it would have worked better if they hide in the bush, or the security guard really was not focusing in what was going on. That was kind of a stupid idea, I will admit. At least try to make it more convincing looking. Not just by that, although the flashlight was up higher up, and not really where you could see the big shell. But still, I mean, come on. You at least saw the tip of the top of the dragon. Why not the whole one? Why didn't you just try to walk forward or shine the flashlight even a little bit brighter? That was a bit dumb an idea. But other than that, all the other dragons are trying to hide with their dragon riders. And this was actually an interesting concept. And Feathers, which that's the dragon's name, Featherheim, actually sees both of Alex's mothers and wants to go talk to them. But Alex tries to stop her, and Feathers really does understand, so she actually comes back and tries to comfort her. And this is where she learns she can mimic sounds, like a parrot, which honestly was an interesting idea. Feathers is able to hide Alex because the mothers are coming, and with her being invisible, they can't see them. Feathers is, and you're wondering how Feathers, if there's anything she has hiding under her wings, she can basically make them invisible too. And when this happens, the moms soon leave, and they actually become Feathers. Alex have actually learned to trust this dragon, as this dragon has in a way sense to comfort her. And it was a really good, sweet thing. And soon, they all came together. They were all able to get back, and became friends. Now, after all these episodes, we finally have our Dragon Club of the Group 4. Now, for some of those who are probably wondering what I think of this episode, it was quite honestly the best episode out of all of the episodes we have in the season, especially for the one that comes next. But in all honestly, in my own opinion, I feel like this episode was a lot better. Because in a way, the reason... Okay, I'm going to be honest with you guys. One of the reasons I was in my last couple episodes was saying, oh yeah, this episode was great. Oh, it's kind of okay, average. Like, I didn't know really what I feel. Like, honestly, these episodes are more like starter-ups. Well, of course, that's what they are. They're basically what starts the season up. Well, the series, actually, since this is all one season. And I really don't know, because, like, they're just supposed to introduce the characters to get their dragons. But here, they do try a little bit, few new different ideas. A dragon is curious and wants a rider of her own. She picks one, and actually forms a bond with the dragon rider, as the two share a connection in a way, where Featherheim offers comfort to Alex, and Alex can understand her in a way, and the two become friends. I mean, D'Angelo, yeah, D'Angelo, we've seen a dragon actually being injured and D'Angelo helps, but that has been something done before, with Hiccup. But also, it's all done really quick in one episode. June, I will admit, I do think they could have done a little bit more with how she tames a dragon, because all she really did was gave a proud speech to the dragon about what the dragon represents, the sun and the moon, and calls her Uin Wei. She even brings up the stories about her grandmother to them, and, well, after that, they accepted her. As for Thunder, well, basically, how to tame him was by giving him food, which that was easy, although, to be fair, they technically did a few more things with him with Thunder, like Tom actually saves him, but that is similar to Hiccup. But the good thing I can say about this, they're not giving Tom a prosthetic leg, or giving Thunder a prosthetic wing or fin, because if they have done that, then, well, they would have honestly just probably been recopying the characters in a way, truly. But other than that here, I do feel like they could have just done a few differences, like probably the collapse could have just sprained Thunder's wing, preventing him from flying, so they were in the cave together, and Tom actually learns how this dragon behaves and learns. I do feel like June would have to try to get the dragon under control by actually showing more how it respects rather than saying it. And Plowhorn, I do think there could have been just a little bit more to that episode, but still. But with Feathers, I do think this episode was actually really good. Featherheim was actually probably the best best episode in season 1. Really, all this episode was, so far for this series, was just to start off introducing all the dragon riders and which dragon they were going to have for the rest of the series. That's how I see season 1, but then the last episode that comes after this will be doing something more different. But other than that, I do hope you all enjoy this, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode for the last episode of the season. Bye!